and welcome to ET Studios at the Great Indian Retail Summit 2025. I'm Shilpa Ratnam, and it's a privilege to be here at a time when the retail ecosystem is undergoing one of its most transformative phases in its history. Retail today is no longer just about transactions, it's about experiences, hyper personalization, and the intelligent use of technology to create seamless, immersive customer journeys, AI driven efficiencies, data fueled decision making, and tech powered commerce are redefining how brands engage with consumers, optimize supply chains, and build future ready businesses. To unpack these critical shifts, I'm joined by a global thought leader in the space, Justin Honaman, head of worldwide retail, restaurants, and consumer goods business development. Justin brings a wealth of expertise on how brands can harness AI, unlock the power of data, and reimagine commerce in a digital first world. Justin, great to have you here.
So good to be here at this event. It's been an incredible couple of days and so good to spend a few minutes with you. Looking forward to
Super. I'm
this.
looking forward to our
Yeah,
conversation. So let's dive right in. To
sure.
start off with, do walk us through your role at Amazon.
Sure. So I'm part of Amazon Web Services, which is the cloud part of Amazon. AWS was established in 2006. It
Mhm.
was the platform on which Amazon.com was built. And we said, hey, we've got a capability here that our customers could use. And hence cloud computing was born. And for 6 or 7 years, AWS was the cloud platform. And so anyway, from that, here we are a number of years in the future. Now we're not only the leading cloud platform, but the leading provider of really retail and consumer goods services, solutions, capabilities, and innovation. I think that's what's so exciting about it, especially being here with so many of our customers.
You've been pioneering support, and I know you have a huge presence right here in India, and we'll walk through that very soon. First up, I want to start off with personalization, right?
Sure.
It's moved beyond just recommendations, it's now about anticipating consumer needs in real time. How do you see brands leveraging AI and predictive analytics to create truly individualized customer experiences at scale?
Sure. So personalization is not new. In fact, it's been around for many years. What's changed, though, is the technology and the capability kind of behind the scenes that enables personalization. So the ability to access data in a way that's dynamic and unique, and also good data that you can drive campaigns with,
Mhm.
and then the tools to actually personalize an experience, whether it be online or in store. And so a lot of advancements have happened because of cloud, because of the advancements in data platforms, and now, of course, AI, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, for most of our customers that have either a direct-to-consumer site or an e-commerce platform, personalization is top of mind.
From localization to personalization to hyper personalization,
Yeah.
AI is driving it all. It's no longer just a buzzword, it's a game changer truly across the entire retail value chain. From demand forecasting to autonomous supply chains, where do you see AI making the most significant impact in 2025?
Yeah, I presented on this earlier today here at the conference. A couple areas that stand out. First of all, AI has been around since the 50s, so like it's not new. But what is new and where all the excitement has been is around generative AI, especially the last 2.5, 3 years. In that space, a couple areas are top of mind. So certainly in the e-commerce space, so
Mhm.
descriptions, titles, AdWords, kind of everything around the listing of a product is an area that's like a home run right now for generative AI. Another area, a second area would be in marketing, of course, images. Now, short form video. This year, it's going to be super exciting to see what advances take place in that space. And then a third area I'll mention for the IT folks that might be watching, coding. The ability to take one type of code and move it to another type of code, or QA code. Like these are things that were very manual processes in the
Yeah.
past and are now very doable and much more efficient with generative AI. So a lot of excitement in that space.
It's a brave new world out there, and I
Yeah.
think you're leading it currently. Frictionless commerce is the holy grail. Whether it's seamless checkouts, AI powered assistants, or immersive digital shopping experiences, what technologies, according to you, are playing a pivotal role in enabling this shift?
So you think of frictionless, you think of, like you said, a checkout experience, but the checkout experience could be in store,
Mhm,
right, a long queue,
mhm,
or it could be online in terms of just the process of purchasing and checking out
hmm.
from an e-commerce platform. So when you think from a retailer's perspective, we think about our customers and work backwards from their challenges.
Mhm,
One, they're trying to make the experience in store better,
mhm.
and two, they're trying to make the e-commerce experience more efficient. And for most retailers, they grew those businesses separately. And so it's not so easy
Mhm.
to look across the business for retailers, and we're helping them to solve that. So think about terms like unified commerce, where you're really creating an opportunity to connect with a customer in
Mhm.
store and online, and then power that with kind of the analytics and data behind it, and that then creates a frictionless experience for their customer.
Well, the customer definitely wants an omni-channel experience that is
Right.
completely seamless and also intuitive at this point in time,
True.
for sure. Now let's come to data, which
Okay.
is the new currency. It's the new oil, but it's been the new oil for a while now. With brands sitting on a gold mine of consumer data, how can they harness real-time analytics, sentiment analysis, and behavioral data to drive both engagement and profitability?
Sure. So in retail, there's different types of data that you use on a regular basis. Number one might be consumer data or shopper data that you have because you know the shopper to serve them, right? You may also have operational data, and that operational data may be sitting in different types of back office systems like an SAP or a JD Edwards, Blue Yonder, like you know what I mean, like different types of operational systems. And then there's also the store data, so what's happening in the store. And so when you think about these different types of data, they often sit in different platforms, and they're very disparate and don't link to one another. So that's a data challenge. But in order to do AI and do anything with generative AI, you've got to have good data and clean data. So most of our customers are leaning into more flexible data
Hmm.
platforms, more flexible environments to bring data together, and they're able then to test and try new things in very, very quick ways.
Well, AI is definitely breaking down silos
It is.
currently, and you have to have valuable data that goes in. Otherwise, you're solving a gigo problem at the end
Right.
of the day. Now let's shift focus to supply chain.
Ooh,
Supply chain
hot space.
resilience has become a boardroom priority. Given ongoing local disruptions, how are retailers using tech to enhance visibility, agility, and efficiency across their
Yeah,
operations?
so a couple areas that stand out in the supply chain space are number one, just visibility of inventory. Like, where is it? What do I have? Is it in store? Is it available for e-commerce? Or and that is a challenge for many legacy retailers, not so much on the new upstart retailers, the new brands that have come up and they're all digital native brands, right? A second area is like forecasting. And you would think forecasting at this point would be so simple, but it really isn't because of what I shared before about all those different data sources
Hmm.
and different data platforms. So that would be a second area. And then now there's kind of this a third area that stands out, especially in the world we're living in today, which are kind of the shifts in where do you source product,
Hmm.
and then how do you source product from those different locations and get them to your stores in time for specific buying occasions, I'll call it. And so those are the types of things you're thinking about from a supply chain perspective, and there's a much longer list, but those are three that are top of mind.
All right, those are the top focuses when it comes to supply
Yeah.
chain, and thank you for walking us through that. Now, while technology offers immense possibilities, retailers also face challenges. Whether it's balancing innovation with profitability, managing data privacy, or integrating legacy systems. What
Yep.
are some of the biggest challenges that you witness your customers navigating through today, and how is your team helping them stay ahead of the curve?
Sure. So, I mean, we'll just start with the digital core,
Mhm.
which is, think about cloud, moving out of a data center, moving out of inflexible platforms that are expensive and challenging to maintain and just don't allow you the flexibility to try new things. So that's why many companies are accelerating their move to cloud. Let's just start with that, number one. Number two is the problem I mentioned earlier around most retailers built their stores business separate from e-commerce. And for those retailers, they are now looking at ways to make that a more unified experience for themselves internally, but then also provide a better experience right to the end customer. And then number three is like, okay, so now that I've got better data and I've got good engagement with my
Mhm.
customers, how can I make a more immersive experience? How can I know them to serve them not only online but in the store when they walk in? How can I use loyalty programs to kind of keep customer coming back for more? And so there's so many interesting nuances to tech that sits on top of kind of all of those things, the initial things that I think that's what makes it exciting. That's also why these events are very successful, because many of the retailers that are here are coming to hear about not just the core, they want to
Yeah.
hear about AR, VR, virtual try on, search, and then, oh, by the way, of course, AI. So You have
Well,
to, it all comes back to AI.
continuous innovation is
Yeah,
where it's at, and immediate
it
adoption
is.
to
Yeah.
stay ahead of the curve. Now, we are at the end of this interview, but before I wrap up, looking ahead, what's next for the retail industry? What sort of disruptive trends do you foresee shaping the next 3 to 5 years?
Sure. I think you have to look at, there's some macro trends, and we hit on a couple of those here in the discussion. But India is such an exciting market. I think there's so much opportunity for growth for retailers here. You're known for some of the new up and coming brands. This market is a one that has many different brands that have launched, that are growing, that have launched that didn't work out, but those same entrepreneurs are launching new products and testing out new products. And so I think it makes for a really interesting market for retail, and one that's just ripe for growth. And with growth, whether it be a legacy brand or a new company, they're going to need digital technology. They're going to need partners that can help them scale. They're going to need partners to help them move into other countries, navigate the data challenges that bring the best of what's available on the AI front. So I think that's where we really come into play, and that's what it gets our team who's sitting behind the cameras here really excited in terms of looking into the future.
It's definitely a teamwork and looking towards the future. And
Yeah,
it's great that brands such as yours are looking towards India as well.
absolutely.
Fantastic. Justin, this conversation has truly decoded the future of retail,
Thanks.
where AI meets agility, data drives differentiation, and technology powers transformation. It's clear that brands that embrace personalization, intelligent automation, and a seamless omni-channel strategy will lead the way in the next wave of retail innovation. That's a wrap from this session at ET Studios at the Great Indian Retail Show Summit 2025. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you insights from global change makers, tech innovators, and industry visionaries shaping the future of commerce. I'm Shilpa Ratnam. Thanks for joining us.